Is Anfield bracing for a total transformation or a tactical meltdown? From the done and completed arrival of Ronald Araujo to the heartbreaking news that a local hero wants out, plus the secret PSG transfer domino that could unlock a £145 million double deal. The window is closing, the stakes are record high, and the gaffer is fighting for his season before it's even begun. Here is the high-stakes truth behind the chaos. Stay with us until the end as we break down every major Liverpool update. This is Anfield Central. Done and completed. Why Ronald Araujo is the short-term fix Liverpool desperately needed. Can a world-class defender signed on what feels like a total whim actually save a season that hasn't even started yet? It's the question every Red is asking tonight after the most Liverpool transfer update of the summer. We've spent months crying out for defensive reinforcements, watching the clock tick down while the rearguard looked increasingly thin, and then, boom, Fabrizio Romano drops the hammer. Is Ronald Araujo the elite general we need to partner Virgil van Dijk, or is this just a frantic last-minute patch-up for a recruitment strategy that has looked, frankly, a bit rubbish? To understand how we got here, you have to look at the absolute state of the window so far. Before today, the gaffer, Andoni Iraola, was staring at a squad that everyone realised couldn't compete on all fronts. We were warned he was inheriting a bit of a mess after Arne Slot's sudden exit, but the lack of planning has been startling. It's been 53 long days since we signed Victor Munoz back in June. 53 days. In that time, rivals have beefed up while we sat on our hands. Now, following a déjà vu defeat to Monaco in pre-season, the powers that be have finally realised that going into a Premier League campaign without senior cover is a recipe for disaster. The drama here isn't just about who we've signed, but how we've done it. There's a proper conflict brewing among the fan base about the FSG way. On one hand, you've got critics saying a loan deal for a club making £700 million a year is small club mentality. On the other, tactical minds argue that spending £50 million on a permanent signing now would create a logjam when the likes of Xhaka and Leone return from the treatment room later this year. The tension is palpable. Araujo is a physical, imposing monster on the pitch, but his injury record at Barcelona is enough to make any supporter lose sleep. We're essentially gambling on the fitness of a player to solve a crisis caused by other players being unfit. Looking at the cold, hard facts, Fabrizio Romano has confirmed the deal is done and completed. Araujo has officially signed his Liverpool contract, arriving on a season-long loan from the Catalan Giants. Crucially, the kitman won't be ordering permanent nameplates just yet. The deal includes a £47.2 million option to buy, but notably it is not an obligation. This gives the club a free look at a player who can cover both the centre-back spot and right-back, providing vital protection for Jeremy Frimpong. Technically, he's our second official summer deal, if you discount Jeremy Xhaka, who was essentially sorted back in January. My honest take, it's a bit of a mixed bag, isn't it? As far as short-term fixes go, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone better than Araujo on such short notice. He's a proper player, world-class on his day, and brings that elite grit we've been sorely lacking. But let's be real, the fact that it took this long and that it's only a loan reeks of a lack of foresight from the recruitment team. Iraola is being asked to perform magic with a squad that's still a body or two short, in my opinion. We desperately need one more specialist at right-back to feel truly safe. But what do you lot think? Is Araujo a masterstroke or a panic move? Drop a comment below and let's get into it.
The Scouser exit. Inter Milan move for extraordinary Curtis Jones heats up.
Is one of our own about to swap the Mersey for the Mediterranean just as he's supposed to be hitting his peak? It's a gut-wrenching prospect that's gathering pace tonight. We've seen local lads leave before, but losing a player of this technical quality, someone who has grown up in the kit, feels like a massive blow to the club's identity. With the Italian champions reportedly pushing hard, we have to ask, why would a player dubbed extraordinary by the pundits be keen to walk away from Anfield now? Is the pecking order under the new gaffer really that discouraging for a lad with the world at his feet? The backstory to this saga is a tale of growing frustration. Before this summer, Curtis Jones was seen as a vital part of the midfield rotation, but the hard arithmetic of playing time tells a different story. Reports are coming out that Jones simply isn't happy with his role at the club, his minutes, or even the positions he's been asked to fill over the last couple of seasons. We saw some proper tetchiness from him during pre-season, and that omission from the Monaco friendly, officially due to a knock, has set the tongues wagging. Skeptics are already wondering if he's played his final game in a red shirt. The conflict here is a tactical tug-of-war. Inter Milan manager Christian Chivu has been a long-term admirer, even trying to land him back in January. Now the drama has shifted to the San Siro boardroom. Inter are reportedly so desperate to bring in Jones's ball retention and tactical intelligence that they are willing to sell key man Davide Fratesi just to make room. That is a serious statement of intent from a European giant. For Liverpool, the struggle is real. We aren't exactly brimming with midfield depth, yet we have a player who seemingly feels he ranks too low in the pecking order to stay and fight. If you look at the facts, the praise for Jones has been top tier. Micah Richards recently hailed his England debut as one of the best he's ever seen, calling his performance extraordinary for his ability to always be available for the ball and maintain perfect body positions. At 25, Jones is entering those prime years, where a midfielder should be a regular name on the team sheet. Inter are clearing the decks, with reports suggesting both Fratesi and Christian Aslani could be moved on to facilitate a deal for the Scouser. My honest take, it would be absolute rubbish to let him go now. We've seen his quality, and in a Serie A environment that's a bit slower and more tactical, he'd probably look like a world beater. But from a Liverpool perspective, we can't afford to be losing homegrown talent when the squad is already looking a bit light. If he's truly unhappy, maybe a fresh challenge is inevitable, but we shouldn't be making it easy for Inter. We need to be building around players with his tactical intelligence, not selling them to fund other projects. Is it time to cash in, or should we be begging him to stay? Let us know in the comments. The transfer domino, why PSG signing Ferran Torres is great news for Liverpool. Are we watching a high-stakes game of transfer dominoes, where Liverpool are waiting for the French champions to blink before we can finally complete our own business? It's a proper nerve-wracking situation for the fans. We've been linked with marquee names to replace the experience of Mo Salah on the right flank, yet we're watching a bargain deal for a Premier League proven star slip through our fingers. Is our recruitment team playing a visionary game of 4D chess, or are we showing a small club mentality by waiting for PSG to finish their shopping before we can get a look in? The context here is a bit of a head-scratcher. Before the window opened, replacing Salah's output was the #1 priority. Ferran Torres, a 26-year-old with top-flight experience and 21 goals for Barcelona last season, seemed like a proper fit. He's clinical, versatile, and wouldn't need a map to find the back of the net in England. Yet as PSG move into the final stages of a €50 million deal for the Spaniard, Liverpool have remained curiously quiet. Instead, we've put all our eggs in the basket of a teenager who, while talented, is a massive gamble compared to a finished product like Torres. The drama lies in the PSG connection. The conflict for supporters is the frustration of waiting. The theory is that by letting PSG sign Torres, it clears the path for Liverpool to move for both Bradley Barcola and the 18-year-old sensation Ibrahim Mbaye. But as the deadline approaches, that feels like a massive risk. Mbaye, a Senegal international, is open to an Anfield move, and PSG are reportedly keen to offload him.
But should we really be waiting for another club to complete their business before we get a chance at our targets? It feels like we're walking a tightrope without a net. Looking at the facts, the hard arithmetic shows that Torres would have cost roughly the same as the package for Mbaye. Fabrizio Romano reports that PSG are close to a full verbal agreement with Torres for a €50 million package, a fee that many consider a bargain given he'd normally cost closer to €80 million. Meanwhile, Liverpool are deep in talks for Mbaye, and personal terms have already been agreed with Barcola, though the fee for the latter is still being debated at a staggering £145 million. The clock is ticking, and we are closer to the Mbaye deal than ever before, but nothing is signed yet. My honest take, it feels like we're missing a trick with Torres, especially at that price. He's a proper player who knows the league. Relying on an 18-year-old Mbaye to fill Salah's boots is a massive ask, no matter how high his ceiling is. This wait-and-see strategy with PSG is a proper gamble that could leave the gaffer sorely lacking for senior quality if it falls through. We need to be more ruthless in the window rather than waiting for the scraps from the top table in Paris. Do you trust the recruitment team's youth-first plan, or should we have gone for the experience of Torres? Tell us what you think.